Good morning and thank you for watching Eagle 7 News. I'm Karina Triller.
And I'm Jordan Beckers. Northwestern students gathered behind the stud Tuesday evening for a homecoming volleyball tournament. There were 13 teams in total that gathered to play volleyball, munch on snacks, and play yard games. Team Skeet took the win in the final round of the tournament. Congratulations.
Last Sunday was one of the most well-known Christian bands who rocked out in Maranatha Hall. Switchfoot kicked off their new tour just days before arriving on campus. They're promoting a new album and film called Fading West. The film tells the story of the band on their 2012 world tour. It also shows how the four artists learned to surf professionally on some of the biggest waves across the world. People who attended the concert got to watch the film that is set to be released in December on Hulu and Netflix. Before and after the concert, t-shirts and other memorabilia were sold. However, the band is choosing to hold back on some of their new music.
Last night, they did kind of a promo for their new songs. They played some on stage. They had a lot, were part of the soundtrack in the movie. But the full release album doesn't come out until December, so I'm planning on just getting it then.
Another famous band, For King and Country, will play in Maha this Saturday at 7 p.m. To save your seat, stop by the ticket office or visit unwtickets.com.
As Northwestern expands, purchasing additional housing will be necessary. If that happens, they will need to adjust their housing policy.
Recently, Northwestern has changed the policy for students being eligible to live off campus. Brittany White and I caught up with Jared Cornelius in the Student Development Office to find out what exactly those changes are.
The standard policy is that students have to be 21 by the first day of the fall semester in order to live off campus or to be eligible to live off campus unless they are part-time, married, or living with their parents. For this year, because of capacity needs, where we have more students that would be needing housing, we needed to adjust the housing policy to be, if you turn 21 prior to December 1st, then you're able to move off campus. So that led another maybe 60 students or so were eligible to live off campus. And yeah, the reason would be because we needed capacity, because we had a number of students that fall into that category of being under 21 by the start of the fall semester. And so if all of those people lived on campus, we wouldn't have enough space for everybody. So to try to minimize the overcapacity situation, we looked for different ways to create some space, and one of those was adjusting the housing policy a little bit.
What are the benefits?
Students aren't packed in more than they already are right now with having to have additional rooms of 4. So this year we have about 15 rooms of 4 in Hartola and Kanuha. So in order to avoid having too many of those, we wanted to create some vacancies on campus, create spaces so that students had more of what we consider a normal capacity housing situation, living situation.
Are there any more changes anticipated for the future?
You know, right now it all just depends on enrollment and how many students that we get here. So some of it depends on year to year how it's looking. If we're going to have a large class that's coming in, we may need to look for ways to create space.
For Eagle 7 News, I'm Tara Tomey.
Wednesday night, hungry students from all around campus raided the halls of the Row for a slice of something sweet. Every year, Row Pie Night rolls around and gives residents in Southeast, Snelling Terrace, and Antioch the opportunity to share their favorite pies with hungry peers. Some students labored for hours in the kitchen preparing for the event, while others simply swiped a card at Byerly's. Baked or bought, the consumers didn't care. From seasonal classics like apple and pumpkin to specialty bakes like s'mores and apple Snickers, there was something for everyone. Many of the male residents had particularly interesting things to share.
We took some Oreos and infused it with peanut butter. We then realized the pie was a bit too much flavor, so we removed it. So we were left with an Oreo and peanut butter.
It is unclear whether these chefs were creative geniuses or had no understanding of what a pie actually is. One thing is certain, there was plenty of food and it was everywhere.
Force is your source for some Friday fun and free food. The group will be hosting a fiesta this evening from 5 to 7 behind the Eagle's Nest. There will be walking tacos, piñatas, and much more.
and it's going to be a good time to just meet people, really just dig into like community, like who are you, what are you about, explore something that they've never explored before, and come for free food.
That's it, we're done. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and Twitter and tell us about your story ideas. I'm Karina Triller.
And I'm Jordan Beckers. Now go sing to Jesus.